Annie Dewani, a 28-year-old newlywed, stepped off a plane in Cape Town, South Africa, her heart full of hope for a dream honeymoon with her husband, Shrien. Their love story was the stuff of fairy tales. A lavish wedding, a shared heritage, a bright future. But within days, Annie's life was brutally stolen in a crime that shocked the world. A honeymoon turned into a nightmare, a murder that gripped the globe, and a mystery that remains unsolved. This is the story of Annie Dewani, a vibrant soul lost too soon, and a case that continues to haunt us all. Annie Nina Hindocha was born in 1982 in Mariestad, Sweden, to Vinod and Nilam Hindocha, a family of Indian descent who fled Uganda's turmoil in the 1970s under President Idi Amin's brutal expulsion. In Sweden, Vinod built a thriving business, giving Annie and her siblings, Amy and Anish, a stable, loving home. Annie was the family's heartbeat, bright, ambitious, and charismatic. Her cousin called her the leader of the pack, the glue that held everyone together. After excelling at university, Annie moved to Stockholm, carving out a career in marketing with Ericsson. But by her mid-20s, her dreams turned to love and family, inspired by her adoration for her sister's children. In London, on one of her many trips for socializing and networking, Annie met Shrien Dewani, a 30-year-old millionaire from Bristol. Like Annie's family, Shrien's parents had fled Uganda, building a successful nursing home business. Their shared heritage seemed to promise a perfect match, but their first coffee shop meeting was lukewarm. Annie found Shrien reserved. By their second date, his humor and charm won her over. Their long-distance romance was passionate but rocky. Both headstrong, they clashed often, and Annie briefly ended things. Yet love prevailed, and she left her job to move to Luton, England, to be closer to Shrien. In October 2010, Annie and Shrien married in a breathtaking 3-day ceremony near Mumbai, India, attended by hundreds. Vinod, who saved for years to give his children dream weddings, spared no expense. Annie was radiant, but some friends noticed a strange detachment. One called the wedding strange, as if Annie wasn't fully present. Was it nerves or something deeper? 3 weeks after their wedding, Annie and Shrien embarked on a 10-day honeymoon in South Africa, a surprise planned by Shrien, who said it stood for S for Shrien and A for Annie. On November 12, 2010, they landed in Cape Town after time in Johannesburg, checking into the opulent Cape Grace Hotel. Shrien, opting for a cheaper shuttle, hired taxi driver Zola Tongo, impressed by his professionalism. Tongo agreed to act as their informal guide, picking them up the next evening for dinner. On November 13th, after a relaxed day at the hotel bar, Tongo collected them at 7:30 p.m. They skipped a fancy restaurant for a lighter meal at the Surfside restaurant in Strand, leaving around 10:30 p.m. Shrien later claimed Annie wanted to experience the real South Africa, the nightlife of Gugulethu, a township notorious for its staggering violence. Between 2005 and 2010, over 700 murders were recorded there, one every 2.5 days. Locals rarely ventured out after dark, and police avoided the area without heavy backup. For tourists, it was unthinkable. At 10:45 p.m., as Tongo stopped at an intersection, 2 armed men, Zolal Mjini and Mzawamadoda Quabe, stormed the van. They forced Tongo out, stole Shrien's watch, phone, and Annie's jewelry, and drove off with the couple. For nearly an hour, Annie and Shrien clung to each other in terror. The gunmen stopped, claiming they meant no harm, and threw Shrien onto the road. They sped off with Annie, her fate sealed. Shrien, desperate, knocked on doors until a resident helped him contact police. Tongo reported the carjacking, and both returned to the Cape Grace. The hotel manager was stunned. Why would a honeymooning couple visit a dangerous township? The next morning, November 14th, police found Tongo's minivan in Khayelitsha, 20 minutes away. Inside lay Annie's body, shot once in the neck at point-blank range. Bruises marked her struggle. She had bled to death. Vinod, boarding a flight in Amsterdam, learned the news, his world collapsing. Annie's murder dominated global headlines, a tragedy that demanded answers. South African police, under intense pressure, poured resources into the case. Tongo, initially a cooperative victim, helped identify the gunman. Fingerprints from the minivan led to Mjini, who confessed and implicated Quabe. Quabe pointed to Mongizi Mondley, a hotel receptionist who coordinated the attack. Phone records and CCTV confirmed their communications, tightening the net. Then, a bombshell, Majini revealed a phone linking Tongo to the crime, leading to his arrest. Facing interrogation, Tongo struck a plea deal, dropping a staggering claim: the carjacking was no random act but a hit orchestrated by Shrien Dewani. Tongo's story changed everything. A tourist couple in Gugulethu at night? It didn't add up. Tongo alleged Shrien approached him at the airport on November 12th, offering 15,000 rand, about £1,000, to kill Annie. Tongo claimed he connected Shrien with Mondley, who recruited Quabe and Majini. CCTV showed Shrien and Tongo in secretive talks, including a moment the day after Annie's death where Shrien handed Tongo an envelope away from Annie's father, Vinod. Phone records confirmed frequent texts and calls on November 13th, though Shrien's missing phone hid their contents. Tongo said Shrien instructed him to place cash behind the front seat, which the gunman retrieved. Tongo was sentenced to 18 years, Quabe to 25 after a plea deal, and Mondley received immunity for testifying. Majini, pleading not guilty, was convicted and sentenced to life but died in prison in 2014 from a brain tumor. The focus shifted to Shrien, who had returned to the UK days after Annie's death, leaving South Africa in chaos. South Africa demanded Shrien's extradition, arresting him in Bristol in December 2010. His legal team, backed by PR agent Max Clifford, delayed proceedings, citing his depression and PTSD. Clifford's demand that Annie's family avoid the media without his approval sparked tension. Vinod refused. After a 4-year legal battle, Shrien was extradited in 2014, facing charges of murder, conspiracy, and kidnapping. In Cape Town's Western Cape High Court, Shrien pleaded not guilty. The prosecution's case rested on Tongo alleging Shrien orchestrated Annie's murder to hide his bisexuality. In a stunning revelation, Shrien admitted to being bisexual and paying male prostitutes, including Leopold Leeser, who told the Sun Shrien wanted out of his marriage. Annie's texts, read in court, painted a troubled marriage. Hate him, fighting a lot, crying has become my new hobby. One sent a day into the honeymoon read, he's a good guy, but I don't feel happy with him. Prosecutors suggested Annie discovered Shrien's secret, prompting him to act. They pointed to his online activity, gay dating sites, even hours after Annie's death, as evidence of a double life. But the defense dismantled the case. Tongo, Quabe, and Mondley's testimonies were riddled with contradictions and all admitted perjury. Tongo claimed police altered his statements, crumbling under cross-examination. CCTV was suggestive but inconclusive, and Shrien's missing phone left gaps. No financial motive emerged. Annie had no life insurance. On December 8, 2014, Judge Jeanette Traverso dismissed the case before Shrien could testify, slamming the prosecution's reliance on proven liars. Shrien was acquitted, free to return to the UK. Annie's family was devastated, feeling the justice system had failed her. Annie's family sought a UK inquest, but it was denied. A complaint against the judge for bias was dismissed. In 2021, Vinod and his brother confronted Tongo in prison before his parole hearing. Showing him Annie's photo, they saw no genuine remorse, only tears they called fake. Tongo's parole was revoked, a small victory in a sea of grief. The Annie Dewani case remains an enigma. Was it a random carjacking gone wrong, a cruel twist of fate in a dangerous township? Did Tongo see a wealthy couple and plot a kidnapping that spiraled into murder? Or did Shrien mastermind a crime, as many still believe? Inconsistencies haunt the case. Shrien's claim that Annie's £25,000 engagement ring was stolen, only to direct police to find it in the van. His behavior, a pizza party before Annie's funeral, mishandling her body, left her family reeling. Shrien, reportedly living in the UK with a partner, insists he's innocent, calling the case a witch hunt. For Annie's family, the pain of not knowing is unbearable. Her uncle said, guessing what happened and knowing what happened are two different things. Annie's light endures, a vibrant soul stolen too soon, a case that continues to captivate and confound the world. Thank you for watching Story. If this case touched your heart or sparked your curiosity, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button to join our community for more gripping true crime stories. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think happened that night? Let's keep Annie's memory alive as her family continues their search for justice.